Hello everyone, this is Vinay here from Learn Coding with Vinay, and this is part 8 of our video series Career in IT. So, we have discussed many career streams or job profiles that one can work for in IT industry in the previous video. Based on your interest area, I would request you to go to previous videos. Now, in this video, we are going to discuss one of the most popular one career stream, which is cloud expert. Right. So let's dive deep into it. So cloud is actually very vast term, right? It's a very vast term, I would say, because there are many small substream that one can work for. But primarily, there are three major, roles, or I would say career stream that one can work for. First one is cloud admin, second is cloud developer, third is cloud architect. Now, cloud architect usually falls under mid to senior level, like a kind of a role. So for a beginner, I would not suggest to think about to even think about cloud architect, right? So it will come with certain experience only. So as a beginner, you can still plan for cloud admin and cloud developer, right? So let's move next now. So let's try to understand, what does a cloud administrator, what does a cloud developer, and what does a cloud architect is responsible for. Here, cloud architect is actually we have marked is optional, but I'll quickly go through it at the end of the video, right? Majorly, as a beginner, you can opt for cloud administrator and cloud developer. And one more thing I want to highlight over here is, I have experience on working Azure cloud. I haven't worked on AWS and GCP. However, these terms will remain same for the GCP, and that is Google Cloud Platform, and AWS, which is Amazon Web Services as well, right? But you may find my discussion inclined towards Azure, right? So that's one thing I wanted to aware of well in ahead. Right. Now let's discuss cloud admin. So if you want to become cloud admin, what all things you are responsible for? What does a cloud admin guy is responsible for on a day-to-day basis? So cloud admins are like they are kind of system engineers, right, of the cloud. They handle day-to-day operation, manage cloud infrastructure, ensure that uptime, security, performance, right, troubleshoot resources, any error, diving into logs, monitoring systems, right. Primary responsibility would be there is to provision and manage cloud resources. Now, what are cloud resources? For example, virtual machine, network, database. These are the example of cloud resources. So admin would be responsible to manage these resources. Right? Then apply security rules, configure firewalls, use IAM policies. IAM is access management. IAM is right. So basically, role-based access management it is. So, and how security management is done, so for every you can define security till the resource level. So a resource is the list level component of a cloud com, cloud cloud system. So you can manage security up to the list level, which is up to resource level. So you can decide what access what our team can have, or what access a resource can have, what access an employee can have on which resources of cloud, right? Up to that level security can be defined. Right. Now defining that security falls in admin, cloud admin bucket. Then whatever resources, whatever resource group that are already there created in the cloud admin is responsible to monitor their health and performance, right? On a maybe daily basis, weekly basis, or monthly, or whatever frequency is defined for that, right? The next is manage backups, disaster recovery, and patching, right? So again, backups and every backup, security patching or OS patching are defined by the organization based on their need. They may be monthly, they may maybe quarterly, right? So that depends what is the time frame. But cloud admin guy would carry out this operation, right? Then set up automation scaling and resources. So what is automation? Automated scaling, right? So let's say we have a cloud resource or virtual machine, that is running out of space now, right? So what do we need to do? We might have to increase the space manually. So rather than doing that while creating the resource itself, so right, creating virtual machine, we can choose those options that can help us, increase it in just one go, by just few clicks, right? So that things also fall under cloud administrator purview, right? So if we talk about sorry if we talk about again, I would say, so if we talk about Azure, then the managing machine, Azure virtual machines, Azure monitor, network security groups, that is something, and cloud admin will do. The equivalent uh, terms in AWS and GCP are, in AWS it's EC2, IAM, CloudWatch, S3, VPC. Google cloud computing system, in Google cloud computing system, it's going to be compute engine, stack driver, and etc, right? Now let's move to the next one, which is cloud developer. Now what do cloud developer do? A cloud developer is actually a programmer. Is actually either, can be either full stack developer, back end developer, front end developer, who is using cloud services to integrate in application, right? So cloud offer a lot of services like database, email capabilities, uh, NoSQL databases like Cosmos DB, blob storages like storing files, storing MSMQ, queue messages, right? Storing other stuff. So there are a lot of other services are there. So one application might need few of them, right? Or maybe all of them sometime if it is very vast, right? So cloud developer will integrate these APIs or cloud offerings into the programming and or into the application, and ultimately the application will use it. And user will not probably notice this, but they are there now, and nowadays almost every application is using cloud services. Almost most of the application are using one or the other cloud service, right? So that's what a developer will do. Next is to use. Now cloud service example are actually, as I said, it can be a database, it can be a container service, it can be serverless functions, right? It can be logic apps, right? In terms of Azure, if we talk about in terms of Azure, then these are the things. Then CI/CD pipelines, deployment. Then ensure code follows, all cloud based practices, right? Using keys to access, using keys or secret keys, reading from cloud vault. uh, Basically username and password, we should keep it in cloud vault and read it from there, right? So as a cloud developer, you will be responsible for this many things, right? Now let's move to the next, cloud architect. Now cloud architect, as I said, you will have to have at least, I would say 6 to 8 years of experience, then you can go for cloud architect. And that too, you should have worked on cloud stuff, not just other like testing or programming or any other experience. If you have worked on cloud, then slowly you can transition your career from either admin developer to cloud architect based on your experience, right? So now what does a cloud architect responsible for, right? So the cloud architects are actually responsible to design blueprint of cloud system. So let's say there is one organization who has lot of stuff on lying on premise. So basically they have servers located and on their in their office itself, and now they want to migrate it to cloud, right? So it's cloud architect responsibility to let them know that what resources, what VM, what kind of VMs, what resources, what kind of network we should set up on cloud, so that it mimics our existing on premise servers and network, right? Then planning migration, maybe OS patching, database patching, security architecture, implementing security architecture, right? Optimize performance and cost analysis, right? Because over a time of period, if we have used the cloud resources which are already high in pricing, right? So we should think, cloud architect should suggest that where we can trade off. So there will be certain things that you you are spending a lot, but if spending a lot is worthwhile in terms of business it is bringing us, or in terms of, or not just the business, sometimes it is not just the money that that is the driving factor behind buying expensive cloud resources. It is sometimes security or some other terms as well, right? So most of the organization, in the name of security, they will not make any compromise, right? So they will go for the highest security options, right? So they will buy the resources that has the highest level of security, right? Now in terms of money, so if the cloud resource is giving you good amount of money, then it is worth investing more money into that, right? So based on that, we can upscale or downscale it, right? So that cloud architect should suggest what, cloud, what resources should go up and what resources should be scaled down, right? That's what a cloud architecture should do. Then collaborate with developers and admin, to already manage existing resources, right? That admin and developers are using, right? So this is how a cloud architect, on a very broad term, I have used very broad term over here because it is actually again a very vast thing, right? For as a beginner you should not worry about it, but if you are choosing your career as a cloud, start with admin or developer and then slowly transition towards cloud architecture role, right? And if you want to start with Azure, let's say, then start with AZ900, which is Azure fundamentals, right? Start going through videos of it. You will get a lot of videos on YouTube. My recommendation would be, go to any course, online course selling site. Udemy probably will be the better choice because they'll have structured content and they will cover the cloud exam perspective, all the topics also as well, and you can see practical example over there, right? So go on Udemy, buy cloud courses, right? Sorry. Now, so that's it about cloud. As I said, cloud is a very vast term, but I have tried to cover which is only relevant to the beginners, right? So you may find the information is less, but it is good enough for a beginner. Right? So in the next video, we will go over artificial intelligence and machine learning. Right. So till then, goodbye and thank you for watching this video. See you in the next video. Thanks a lot, guys.